Have you heard about Yarn Lane, a TV show dedicated to knitting, crochet and all things yarn, bringing you demonstrations from our expert guests as well as the latest tools. And find out what's coming up on the show by following us on Facebook and Instagram. Subscribe to our email newsletter or visit the programme guide on our website at www.yarnlane.com.
Follow Sewing Street and Yarn Lane on Facebook and Instagram to keep up to date with what's coming up on the show, as well as being the first to know about our amazing offers. Get involved with our competitions that are exclusive to social media. And pick up some top tips from us too.
We know that shopping online can be a confusing and sometimes daunting task, and sometimes all you want to do is talk to a human being. Well, our family-run customer service team are on call 24/7. They're full of friendly, warm-hearted individuals, all trained to make your shopping experience as easy and as enjoyable as possible. And not only will they take your order, they will also help and guide you on your shopping journey, so you never miss out.
In need of a crafting fix? There are so many ways you can watch Sewing Street and Yarn Lane. Sewing Street is live from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day on Freeview 72 and Sky 670. Alternatively, if you want to watch us on a tablet or on the move, you can tune in on our YouTube channel, the Sewing Street app, or the websites at www.sewingstreet.com and www.yarnlane.com. You can watch past shows on Sky 670 from 1 p.m. every day, as well as our YouTube channel, the app, and our website. Yarn Lane is on from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Visit our programme guide to find out when and what's on, so you never have to spend a minute without us.
Are you a fan of Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? Why not join our growing Facebook fans pages? Just search Sewing Street Fans and Yarn Lane TV Fans on Facebook and click Join Group. It's that simple. Never miss out on the latest news and updates from our presenters and guest designers, special offers and plenty of chat with your fellow fans. Share photos of your makes, ask for advice, interact with your favourite guests and presenters and be a part of the ever-growing sewing and yarn community. See you there!
Keep up to date with what's on Sewing Street and Yarn Lane, as well as all the latest news and special offers by signing up to our email newsletters. For Sewing Street, head on over to www.sewingstreet.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and you're done. It's exactly the same for Yarn Lane. Head on over to www.yarnlane.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and that's it. You are now subscribed to both Sewing Street's and Yarn Lane's email newsletters, so you'll never miss out on the latest news and special offers ever again.
Have you heard about all of the different ways you can shop with Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? You can either shop on our websites, sewingstreet.com and yarnlane.com. You can also order by phone by calling our friendly UK customer service team. For Sewing Street, call 0800 001 4433, and for Yarn Lane, call 0800 4700 600. And don't forget about the Sewing Street app. Here you can shop all of the Sewing Street products as well as watch the live shows from anywhere. You can download the app onto your smartphone or your tablet by simply searching Sewing Street in your app store. And one final thing, no matter how many times you check out on Sewing Street or Yarn Lane in one day, you will only pay one postage and packaging. Happy shopping!
Stuck for ideas for the perfect gift? Why not get them a gift card? You can buy Sewing Street and Yarn Lane gift cards loaded up with anything from £10 to £500. Shop our gift cards online at www.sewingstreet.com or www.yarnlane.com, or purchase them via our UK call centre on 0800 001 44 33.
Missed the live show? Don't worry, we recorded it for you. Never miss out on your favourite presenters, guests and makes ever again. Head on over to our YouTube pages to watch back the day's live show and enjoy your favourite demos over and over again. We also have lots of great content exclusive to our YouTube pages, such as product demonstrations, troubleshooting videos, and so much more. Subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you never miss a show or video ever again. Have you heard about Yarn Lane, a TV show dedicated to knitting, crochet and all things yarn, bringing you demonstrations from our expert guests as well as the latest tools. And find out what's coming up on the show by following us on Facebook and Instagram. Subscribe to our email newsletter or visit the programme guide on our website at www.yarnlane.com.
We know that shopping online can be a confusing and sometimes daunting task, and sometimes all you want to do is talk to a human being. Well, our family-run customer service team are on call 24/7. They're full of friendly, warm-hearted individuals, all trained to make your shopping experience as easy and as enjoyable as possible. And not only will they take your order, they will also help and guide you on your shopping journey, so you never miss out.
Are you a fan of Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? Why not join our growing Facebook fans pages? Just search Sewing Street Fans and Yarn Lane TV Fans on Facebook and click Join Group. It's that simple. Never miss out on the latest news and updates from our presenters and guest designers, special offers and plenty of chat with your fellow fans. Share photos of your makes, ask for advice, interact with your favourite guests and presenters and be a part of the ever-growing sewing and yarn community. See you there!
And welcome to Yarn Lane on Monday the 22nd of November. Lovely to have you with us. If you've not been watch Yarn Lane before, then welcome to the wonderful world of yarn, knitting and crochet and all things squishy. It's a lovely, lovely, lovely place where we've had some fantastic designers and makers and suppliers. It's great. Before we start, we've got the lovely Denny from Iknit Designs on with us today. Before I go through all the fantastic kits, just want to talk about the Yarn Lane Mystery Christmas Crochet Along. We are on week 6. How has that happened? Week 6. The way that the Crochet Along has worked is we launched it, Wendy Orlando, who's designed it all, the two of us launched it, 6 weeks ago. And you buy the kit, it has the first set of instructions, and then every week on the Facebook page, the next set of instructions are launched every Monday morning at 8 o'clock. No, 6 o'clock actually. So I just thought I'd show you today's block. So for those of you who are part of the Mystery Christmas Crochet Along, this morning's block is holly. That's what it looks like, because it's a very traditional Christmas blanket. The only way that you can join the Facebook group, there's over 200 of us on that, and it's a wonderful place where everybody shares their makes, they get advice, they ask questions. Well, often Wendy and I ask them, but actually a lot of the members of it answer them before we get there because they're brilliant. Some people are way ahead, some people are behind. It's just a lovely place. And I just thought I'd show you, because you have to make 4 of these, what happens if you use different yarns. I use some of the variegated, some of the light green, a bit of that peony for the holly berry, so my 4 are all different. Anyway, if you would still like to join the Yarn Lane Mystery Christmas Crochet Along, which you can join it at any point, because the Facebook group, once you buy the kit, it tells you how to join the group. That has all the instructions on it. If you go onto the Yarn Lane website, go onto the Mystery Christmas Crochet Along, go on to www.yarnlane.com. You can still buy it. You just have to catch up, that's all, but it's fine. There's lots of people who have only just bought it. But I just thought I'd share week 6's holly and berries. I really enjoyed doing this one. It's a bit of a, had to really think about it because you have to do a few increases. So, because it builds, we've written, Wendy designed this for beginners, so it builds from the very beginning of learning doubles and trebles, moving up to how to create hollies and berries. Anyway, there we go. So, good morning to all my Christmas crochet longers. Lovely to see you. Hope you're getting on with your holly. Big shout out to Jan Hill, who's the most wonderful help to everybody. I think she's my unofficial admin person. She's so kind and helpful to everyone. She can have a superstar this week for helping out everyone and explaining even where to find the videos that we could never get hold of. Anyway, I'm just going to go through these. Denny's with us now, and now Denny designs this beautiful knitwear. She designs a lot of homeware. We've done cushions and blankets with her before, but also children's wear. Massively popular. We work with her to be able to bring her patterns and make them into kits for you to have. We've got a whole selection of here. Where shall we start? I'm going to start with the hoodies, actually. Is that okay, Hannah? Right. Where should we start then, I say? So we've got hoodies. I love these in 3 different colours. Look at this one. Now, you can knit these in ages 0 months, so newborn, up to 8 years. So it doesn't have to just be babies and toddlers. And there's enough yarn in here up for the babies. But look at them. I'll get Denny to talk through when we talk to her about how she's designed them. But this kit has this beautiful fluffy yarn that goes around the hood and is used on the sheep. Now, this hoodie was knitted for us by Teresa Constantine. It's gorgeous, isn't it? It's got buttons all the way down the front, fluffy sheep. It's even got, look, sheep on the back as well, and this lovely fluffy hood. So in the kit for the sheep hoodie, you get the pattern. You get 300-gram balls of the Stylecraft grey yarn. This is acrylic yarn, double knit. You get 1 ball of the cuddles, King Cole cuddles, and that's the fluffy bit that goes around. And then you get a 25-gram ball of the black yarn, which is used for the sheep's features. So that's the grey version. If you would like to knit it as a blue one instead, we get these at the front. This is one is Denny's. Now, the original one that Denny's knitted, our colour is slightly different. I mean, it's blue, it's similar, but it's just very slightly different, just so you know. So in this kit, for the blue one, you get the 3 balls of blue yarn, the 1 ball of the fluffy cuddles chunky, and 1 ball, 25-gram ball of the black. Again, there's enough yarn in here to knit from newborn all the way up to 8 years to make this beautiful hoodie. And I love this fluffy bit around here. So I lay it flat so you can see it. It's gorgeous, isn't it, with a little sheep on it. That's the blue one. If you would like to knit a pink one, look at that. That's gorgeous, isn't it? And again, you've got that fluffy bit around the hood. You've got the sheep on the front and the back. Again, newborn to 8 years. Shame it's not adult. I'd quite like one of those. In the kit, you get the full instructions, everything you need to know. You've even got the charts, you've got all the different ones, all the different information you need. It's very, very comprehensive, and Denny's going to be talking us through it in a bit. You get 3 balls of this beautiful, what's this one called? Fuchsia purple. It's a beautiful shade of pink. Acrylic yarn, the cuddles chunky, and the black for the sheep's features. So that's the pink one. $15.99, so, and that will fit from newborn up to 8 years. So if you wanted to knit 2 newborns, I'm sure you'd have enough. That's all this. Should we move on to jumpers? Should we move on to this one? This one is the baby sheep cardigan and hat. Really, really pretty. So this one will fit from newborn up to 18 months. This one comes with a hat as well. So you've got the fluffy sheep on the hat, you've got the fluffy sheep on the front. This one was knitted by Maggie Priestley for us. It's gorgeous, isn't it? I love that with the little hat as well with the sheep. So you get the 2 balls of pink, the 1 ball of Cuddles Chunky, and the 25 gram ball of acrylic. So that's for all the sheep. So that is the baby sheep cardigan and hat. Just got to get these in the right order. If you quite fancy unicorns, you're going to love this one. So we've got, look at this one, the unicorn hat, and it's just, I've got a whole look at it. Shall I lay it flat so you can see it? This is beautiful, really pretty. Now this is in newborn to 18 months. Is this the newborn size?
It is, yes.
It's tiny, isn't
Yes.
it? I love that. And look, the hat has a little unicorn on it as well. It's gorgeous. So in the kit for this, you get 200 grams of white, is that what? Yeah, it is white, acrylic yarn. And then you get pink, I think this one's called Neil, so it's a very pale green, black and gold to do all the unicorn features. So, and everything is in there that will fit up to the 18-month size to knit this gorgeous unicorn cardigan with matching hat. I mean, what a beautiful thing. I think any little girl would love to have that. Or boy who loves unicorns. Right, racing car sweater. Love the racing car sweater. So, the colour, the shade of the blue that's in your kit is this one. It's slightly different from the original version that Denny did, just so you know, but it's a beautiful shade of blue. Now just look at this. I'm going to lay it out flat so you can see. Isn't that not gorgeous? Denny said to me, because she sells her patterns, and this is one of her most popular ones. It's lovely, isn't it? It's got the number 1 on the racing car. I love it. It feels really sort of 1970s retro, doesn't it? With this beautiful crew neck collar with the 3 colours around the edge. And look, there's the racing car on the back as well. Love the garter stripe round the bottom. So in the kit, this will fit sizes 2 to 7 years, which is basically a 22 to a 26 inch chest. All the information, by the way, if you go onto the website and you go onto the kits, all of this information is on there. So it tells you all of this. It also tells you on the website what needle sizes you will need, and we have all of those for sale as well. So in this kit, now the blue, let me say, is just it's a brighter shade of blue, just because we couldn't get the exact one. It's a more turquoisey blue, but you get 300 gram balls of blue, 1 of the orange, and 1 of white, and a black as well, which I think has fallen off. There it is. 1 of black as well. I wondered where that one had gone. So that's everything you need to knit the racing car. And then finally is the baby sheep sweater and hat. So let me show you that one. Now this one was knitted by Teresa Constantine. So you get this gorgeous sweater. Let me make sure. This will fit from 3 months to 24 months. It's a lovely buttoned shoulder. It has the matching hat, which has the sheep on it. You've got 3 sheep on the front. Oh, that hasn't got one on the back. It's lovely, isn't it? Now, in this kit, you get, this is an Aran. You get 3 balls of Aran, 1 of the fluffy Cuddles Chunky, and 25 grams of the black for doing the sheep features. So that's the sheep sweater and hat. So there's a big choice here, lots of different things. We've also got the sheep cushion. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. If you go on to yarnlane.com and click on Watch Live and scroll down, from there you will see all the different kits we've got, because it's quite, we've got different sizes and different ones, whether there's hoodies or sweaters or hats. Have a look down so you can see through them. If you want me to repeat any of them, just message in studio@yarnlane.com and we'll be able to help you. Anyway. Morning, Denny.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming in. So the hoodie is one of your newest designs, isn't it?
It is, and it's proving very popular. I'm going to demonstrate that because it looks complicated, but it really isn't.
So when you design something, where do you start with it? How do you decide what it's going to be? And what's the design process?
Right. So the sheep obviously was the first idea.
Yes.
And then I've done jumpers, I've done cardigans, but I thought, right, it's time to do a hoodie.
Yes, yes, true.
So, and children look very cute in hoodies.
They do,
Yeah.
yes.
And I like the way that the fluffy yarn goes around the face. So
When you decided
on
to
the hood.
design this, was that sort of part of it, right? I'm going to have the fluffy around the face.
Yeah, it's utilising the yarn so that we've got a big chunk of
Yeah, I
ball
guess so.
of
Just for 2 sheep.
lovely yarn.
Yes, it's beautiful, isn't
So there's
it?
4 sheep on the 2 smaller sizes, but 5 on the bigger. So there'd be a lot of yarn left. So I thought, why not put it on the hood?
Well, it looks lovely, doesn't it? It makes it really sheepy
Yeah.
and fluffy. And how long does it take? Do you have to design it and knit lots of them?
Yes, I will knit each size to make sure it's going to fit. I mean, I map it all out on a computer program.
Right.
But yeah, I'm always happy to knit them and know that it's going to work.
And make sure it actually works.
That's right.
And do you tend to make lots of changes along the way after you sort of...
No, I mean, the shapes tend to be fairly simple.
Okay.
And particularly on that one, the knitting is done fronts and backs in one go up to the armhole.
Right.
So that's why it's quite easy to do.
Okay.
And then the rib is actually knitted as you go along, the front rib. So you're not picking up stitches.
Right, I see what you mean. Okay.
For the
that
rib.
section is done all as you go along. Okay. So what are you going to show us?
Right, so I've got partly knitted a little sheep. Well, he'll become a sheep in a minute. So this is the ribbing of the hoodies, which is a moss stitch.
Okay.
Which is plain one knit, 1 purl all the way across. And then the rest is stocking stitch. So it's easy stitches to do.
Yeah.
People get a bit worried when they come to the sheep and how to incorporate the sheep into the knitting. So I'll just demonstrate that here. I'm just going to knit up to a black leg. So the sheep actually goes in the middle. So when we get to the part where we're looking to do the leg, I've got the bobbins already loaded.
Oh, yes. Now we have got those available, the yarn bobbins, big ones and little ones.
Yeah.
You can get the fish.
Could not.
No,
Oh dear.
love the
That's a
fish,
shame.
but they sold out
Yes,
the fish, so we had to get. But I think these are the same, similar to yours. These
Yes,
are
I
the square
mean
ones.
they work well. Yes.
So, and why do you pre-wind them onto the bobbins?
Well, I'm ready now to knit the legs, so I know that I need a fair amount of black. So I'll use it for...
No, but why do you pre-wind them rather than just keep them on the balls?
Well, it tangles. If I had... the less loose yarn you have, the better, because it all tangles, and then you'll spend half an hour untangling it.
So pre-winding them. And when you wind yarn on, how do you decide how much?
I usually load it completely up as far as I can go, because I will know that I need it for the 2 legs and the face.
Right.
So I will have one ready for the first sheep, then another one for the second, third,
Okay.
fourth.
Well, in these packs you get, of the small ones, you get, what does it say? How many do you get? I think you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 10 of the small ones, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the big ones. So I think that would be fine to do this, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because then you could wind them up first.
That's right.
So those are available. Well, they're on the screen now. Either the small ones or the large ones. I think you've got probably small ones then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you'd need a bobbin full of the black and then a bobbin full of the white.
Right.
For each sheep. So I'm ready to do the first leg. So I take
You
the
just
yarn.
move over. If you look at the screen,
Okay, that way.
that's better. Move forward a bit so we can. Oh, perfect.
There we go. Right.
So you're in the middle.
I would leave a length so I can thread it on a needle and darn it in afterwards. So don't go short because you won't have enough yarn. So just leave enough so that you're comfortable to weave that in. You've got enough. So I'm going to knit the first leg, which is just 1 stitch, and then I'm going to carry across the black behind the blue because it's only 2 stitches. So I'm picking up the blue yarn from over the top of the black, and then we'll knit two blue stitches. And then again picking up the black for one leg, and that's it. So you see how they twist. So having the weight of the bobbin, it almost unwinds it as you're knitting.
Whereas if it was a ball,
yeah,
that'd been rolling on the floor or
exactly, yeah,
or getting tangled up.
Yeah, and the more you have, obviously, the more difficult it is. So we'll finish to the end.
So you're just following the chart then?
I am, yes. And I know that the next row is exactly the same. So I don't count stitches, I do just look at the chart. And it's a bonus if the next row is the same, because I don't have to think about it. So I'm purling this one.
Okay.
Until I get to the black leg. Now we have a situation where I want the black to be used. So lay the blue over the top of the black and pick the black from underneath, and that stops a hole.
Right, so rather than just, yeah, that makes sense, rather than just knitting the black.
Yeah.
Give it a little twist.
That's it. And then we can knit that one. The same thing again. Lay the black to the left, pick up the blue from the right, and knit the 2 in between. And again, lay it over, pick it up, and off we go. So everything can be tightened up just by picking the, pulling on the end, the black end, and then we're ready to knit the rest. So those are the 2 legs done. I could cut off the black bobbin now because I've actually finished with it for the legs.
Oh, yes, of course, yeah. Because he's not used again until the head.
No, that's right. So I would do that. It just saves another thing dangling. And I'm ready then for the white of the sheep. So I can see that
So what's this yarn like to knit with? Because it's fluffy. Is there anything you need to...
No, it's great because
just
you actually don't see holes or mistakes or anything.
Right, so it's a very forgiving yarn then.
It is, yeah. The one thing I would say is try not to drop a stitch in it because it's quite hard to pick it up.
Right. Because it's hard to see. I suppose
it's hard to
fluff
see.
Side, the fluffy bits.
Yeah. I mean, you're unfortunate if you've dropped a stitch in that. But I mean, it is possible, but just be aware. Right, so I'm ready now for the white, fluffy white. Again, I'm just...
So most popular is the grey hoodie so far.
So I'm joining in the white, the same as I did the black, leaving enough to be able to darn it in. Now, with this one, you do have a choice. You could either knit up the blue, have a bobbin of white, then a bobbin of blue. But on this occasion, I've actually decided to take the blue yarn all across the row.
Right, okay. So why is that then? How do you make that decision when you're doing it?
I know that the fluffy yarn will not be affected by taking the blue at the back.
Right.
You won't see it because it's thick, and it'll puff the sheep out a little bit.
Oh, by having the extra thickness?
Yes,
oh, okay.
That's right. So I usually do about 3 stitches.
Right. Do you want to move over if you look at the... No, just right of it, that's it, perfect.
I'm drifting, aren't I?
No, I know, I do that all the time.
So I've done 3 stitches in the white. I'm going to take the blue over the white and pick up the white again and finish the row in white. And then I'm ready for the blue again. So if you think that you've perhaps got 4 or 5 to do of these, it becomes much easier if you've got just one ball of the blue
Absolutely.
to
Yes,
take
that's what
across.
you mean. Yes.
Yeah. There we go. So it's just...
because it's done all as one piece, isn't it?
That's right.
I see what you mean. Because the front and the back, there aren't front, back and sides.
No, it's all done in one...
So you knit it all.
Yeah.
So it's much easier to keep the blue going.
Yes.
Right, that makes sense now.
Yes. So, as I say, it looks lovely, and maybe people might think, oh, I'd never be able to attempt that. But that's all it is, really. It's just changing the colour when instructed.
Using the yarn bobbins, I guess, helps
Yes.
because... and then just swapping the colours over.
That's right, that's all it is.
Other than that, it's just normal knitting.
Yeah, just stocking stitch right up to where the armholes come.
Yes.
And then you put on, if you're knitting the left front, you'll put the back and the right front stitches on a needle holder.
Yes.
And then work on the one front. When you finish that, come back, do the other front, and then do the back.
Okay, perfect. So that's the hoodies.
Yes,
Right,
they're
which
all
one?
knitted the same.
You just
Yeah.
got to decide between the grey one. So which one have we got there? That's the blue one that's in the graphics. So that's the yarn for the blue one. So it's actually that colour. It's beautiful, isn't it? So you get enough yarn in there to knit up to newborn up to 8 years. So that's the blue one. There's the pink one. It's gorgeous, isn't it? So you get all of this. The yarn is exactly the same colour as this. Hang on. She hasn't got the hoodie in. So this is the fuchsia purple. But you get the 3 balls of the fuchsia purple, and you get the Cuddles Chunky, and you get the black for the sheep's feet and head. So that's the pink one. If you want the grey one, put that one on my pile. The grey hoodie, that comes with 3 balls of the Stylecraft Special Knit in silver, 1 King Cole, Cuddles Chunky, and the small ball of the black. Over half of the stock of the grey hoodie has gone, so if you want that one, $15.99 for 0 to 8 years, you need to put that one in your basket. But beautiful, and check out quick. So we're going to do the racing car next. So tell me about the design. What made you design the racing car?
Well, it's inspired by my grandson,
Right.
who is 6 years old, and he is crazy on Formula One. He knows all the names of the drivers. He knows when the next race is.
Right.
So that sort of ticked, maybe a nice jumper for him with a racing car. But it had to be orange because that's his favourite colour.
Of course. Of course.
So I don't know whether it's Hamilton racing. I don't think it's his colour car, but it's a racing car.
Well, there we are then.
And it's just gone first because it's gone through the black and white checkered flag.
Okay, so it's number 1. It is lovely. Well, lots of children love racing cars, don't they?
That's right.
It's gorgeous, and I love the orange and the cream and the black round the
the
collar, the neckline. That's beautiful.
Yeah, the features on this one are, again, it's very simple stitch work. It's garter stitch for the ribbing at the bottom, and I've changed the colours to show the reverse of the garter
I know, I
that you
like
normally
that. That's
see.
a really nice feature, isn't it?
Yeah, so you get the broken line going across just as another design feature. And then I've knitted for you the racing car. There are 2 options in knitting this design. One, if I look at the chart, I've given you 2 charts. The first one is the end result. This is what you're trying to achieve.
Okay.
And you could knit the first one by just adding in the yarn as you knit along. But you may find that that's perhaps a bit daunting with so many ends, because you would have a blue, a black, an orange, a black, an orange and a blue. And you would have to have separate colours for that.
Yes.
You wouldn't you wouldn't take the blue behind the orange because it just would not lie flat. So
Oh, I see what you mean. So
Yeah.
you'd have to have separate blues on, right?
yes, you would. So if you're comfortable with Intarsia and you're happy with all that, fine. The first chart is for you. If you feel that, oh, I'm not quite ready for that, I've given you a second chart which allows you to have the blue as a separate bobbin, the orange as a separate bobbin, and then blue. So you've only got 3 colours going across
Right.
for most of that. And then the black and white comes in a bit later on, so you're used to it all by the time you get to that. And what I would do if you are going for the second choice is to, they call it Swiss darn or duplicate stitch, the features on the car. So this would be the wheels, the number 1, and the flash on the bumper. So I've got one knitted as a sample. So this is knitting it as chart 2, and I've started to Swiss darn a wheel. So we'd need to follow the chart at the top. So I've done the first 2 rows of the back tyre, and I'm now going to do the going up on the round of the tyre. So how you do Swiss darning is you...
Oh, we need to get really close up on this.
Yeah.
She's coming in. Perfect.
Okay, right. So I've got my needle from behind and I'm coming up at the point of that orange, bottom of the orange stitch, and taking my yarn up. And then the idea is to cover the orange stitch. So we go up to the top of the right hand side, behind almost the stitch on top of that, and pull it through. So it actually covers that orange stitch, and then back down from where you came. There we go. The orange stitch is now, has now disappeared.
It's 2 stitches.
Yes, very straight, easy straight stitches going over the top of an existing stitch.
Okay.
So you just look at the chart and think, okay, I've got to go to the right of that. So again, picking up the point, the bottom point of the stitch, coming through, going up. You get very quick at this.
That's good, isn't it? So I guess it'd be quite easy if you wanted to change the number or put an initial on.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Yeah,
you could actually just draw that
yes,
onto the chart.
you could. Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, you could customise it for
If you wanted
your
to,
child.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot easier, isn't it?
It is, yes, it is. It's something you can do quietly and doesn't take a lot of time. So after doing the black of the outer wheel, I would then take a white and do the inner wheel.
Yes.
So same principles, follow the chart, and you will get a wheel.
Perfect. So is that what you would tend to do rather than doing intarsia for that?
Well, I've done both on that jumper because I decided that I would try the first choice, and
Oh, the back is one way and the front is another.
Yeah, so one is Swiss darned and the other one is intarsia. You can see it on the inside.
Oh, well,
If
yes,
you
I
were
can see,
to
yes.
look on the inside.
So this one is... this one's intarsia.
Got a job to tell,
yeah.
haven't you, really?
No, that one is intarsia and then that one is Swiss darned.
But they look the same at the end.
Yeah, so look, if you get
Yeah.
close, you want to see that one.
Yeah.
So this is Swiss darned. I think the only difference is you can see a bit of the orange through.
In the white,
Yeah.
through the white.
And then
yeah.
this one on the back is intarsia. Yeah, I guess the wheels look a bit chunkier. That's about it though, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Really isn't.
Yeah, so if you're
Whichever
worried...
you find the easiest.
Well, the Swiss darning will be
Yeah.
easier for somebody that hasn't done a lot of intarsia.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would normally finish the flag before I started the Swiss darning, but I thought I'd show that to you as well.
Yes.
So for the flag, I've got black and white. And
on bobbins.
Well, they're actually just loose pieces because I don't need an awful lot of
okay.
yarn. And then on a bobbin, I have another blue, which is either side of the flag. I wouldn't take the blue behind the black and white of the flag because it will distort it a little bit. So looking at where I need to be, I start with my blue. Now I need to change the checker to black. So again, I'm keeping my blue, taking the black underneath it, crossing it over so a hole doesn't start. And I will knit it to black. Again, crossing the yarns for the white. This is where if you had full balls of yarn, it would get quite tangled.
Yeah, also I guess the bobbins give it a weight and a tension, don't they?
They do, yes, they do.
Maybe does that mean they don't get as caught up and tangled as they would do?
No, they don't at all. No,
Because of the weight?
If you keep them short as well,
Yeah.
that will help, yes.
And what do you do? I presume you just unwind them as you...
As you need
I've not
them,
used
yeah.
bobbins, I've just had lots of wool that I've had to untangle.
Yes, I've spent hours doing that. I think I'll get away with it. I won't load
I
a
know,
bobbin
you
up.
think, I'll just do one
I
more
wish I
row,
hadn't.
And then I'll untangle it.
Yeah. Where are we? So I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're ready now for the blue. So I've got the actual ball of yarn ready for that because I need quite a lot because it's going to go right across. And I've twisted it as well.
So with this one, you haven't taken the blue across the back?
No.
Like with the sheep?
No, it's too big an expanse of orange for that to work. It certainly would show.
Right.
And it wouldn't lie flat. So I like to have separate yarns when there's big blocks of colour like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, true intarsia, that. Yeah, so that is it really. It looks impressive.
It does look gorgeous. And and is the stripes on the neck, is that just changing colour? Is there anything?
It's just changing colour, yes. Yeah.
And is that sewn down afterwards?
It is, yes. So it's so much longer than you need for a neck rib and then sewn back over.
Okay.
And that gives it a nice warm,
Well, it does.
cosy
It makes
fit.
but it's very elastic.
It
though.
is, yes, yeah. No, well, there's enough stitches that you pick up to make it.
Oh, okay.
To make it that way.
It's lovely, and I like the way actually when you look at. I'll show you the bottom. That I love the effect of that. But then when you look on the inside, it's like normal, isn't it?
Yes, that's
but
right.
it gives it a really, really nice effect. But it's lovely that you could customise it. I was just looking for the pattern for that one. What I've done with it, I think I've left it over here. There we go. But on the pattern, there's the chart. You see, so if you decided you wanted to put a different number on there or an initial or something, you
Yes.
could easily draw that on and
You
then
could,
just copy it yourself.
Just colour in the squares, yeah. And then
Oh, I love that. So if you want to buy this kit for this jumper, it fits 2 years to 7 years. So that's a 22 to a 26-inch chest. You get the pattern. You get 3 balls of the blue yarn, which is the same sort of colour that Denny was doing. It's slightly brighter than the one in this sample. You get the orange and black and white.
That's it.
All in that one pack for $18.99. And obviously, once you've got the pattern, then you can knit more of them. But if you think, oh, well, actually, I want a red racing car, it's very easy then to just substitute, maybe the orange yarn for a colour that you particularly want to have in yours. But that's the racing car one. So are we on unicorns?
We're on unicorns.
Unicorns. Love the unicorn one. It's gorgeous.
We have
pretty.
We have on the unicorn a green mane and a pink face.
Obviously.
And so what I've got again are bobbins loaded up with the pink and the green and one with white because I'm not carrying the yarn behind the colour blocks on this one. So let me get to where we need to go with the white. I'll just get the chart up. The charts are very big, easy to read, and there's a left-facing unicorn and a right-facing unicorn for the fronts. If I go along to where I need to start the green, it's the same principle as the sheep. I've knitted up to where the chart says change to green, and I'm taking the white over the green, so it's twisted and ready to start the green.
Okay.
So I can leave the green behind, pick up the pink, again making sure you twist them. A lot of people say they get holes in intarsia knitting, and that's because the yarn hasn't been twisted.
And it's only once then, so as long as you just twist it once.
Yes, that's right. It's at the colour change. And then I'm ready again to take the white, which is on a ball of wool over here.
But do you want to go forward a bit? That's it.
And off we go. So that's all it is to the unicorn. I would take the pink behind the white when it comes to under the chin, because it's only 2 stitches. But basically it's white, green and pink until the black of the eye. Maybe you could Swiss darn, duplicate stitch, save having some black going along the row. But, and also the horn of the unicorn, if you wanted to do that in duplicate stitch, that would make life easier, or knit it as you knit along. It's your choice on that one.
Yes, depends on how you want to do it, really.
Yeah. But very simple to do, just stocking stitch again.
So what would you would you say like any more than 2 stitches, then you'd have another ball of yarn if you're going to cross?
3 or 4 I would,
Okay.
Even 5 sometimes I can. It depends on the yarn. Darker colours tend to not show, but
Right.
a white may show the colour behind that you're taking along.
Oh, so it's not just about it being loose then, or it's about the colour?
No, it's what may show through on the front. I mean, on the white, the white, if I had white as a block colour and I was taking that across, I think it might show. So the lighter the colour, the more it may show as you go through.
So when you design all of these, do you take that into consideration as well?
Yes.
What colour you're going to have as the background? And
Yes, that's right. I mean, a lot of my patterns are quite bright for children. And I love bright colours anyway, but it does make it easier for the knitting.
Yes, I guess so, because if you had if you've got to cross, maybe if you had to cross a dark colour behind that.
That's right.
It wouldn't work, would it?
No, it wouldn't. No. I've seen it. People have sent me photographs, and they said, "Oh, I didn't bother to do it," but you can see it. You can see where it's just caught.
So even if you're not taking it across the back, but you're just crossing them over, does it show?
No, crossing over doesn't show. It's when you're catching it behind.
When you're travelling.
Yeah, when you're travelling. So if I wanted, say, the pink here, taking it across and then doing a white one, because it's white, you're going to actually see that pink when it's done all the way through. You'll see the pink behind. I can see it through the holes in the knitting. So white is not a good colour for travelling the yarn behind.
Okay, so that's something you would have thought about when you designed it then?
Yes, that's right, yes.
That's brilliant. And as for needle sizes, I think we've got all the different ones, is that the majority of these are double knit, aren't they?
They are. The only one that's Aran is the grey
the grey jumper
with the buttons on the shoulder.
That's the only one that's...
Yeah, so that will need 5mm and 4mm.
The grey has been the most popular in the jumper and the hoodie as well. It's lovely, isn't it? So that one is, all the needles, I mean, if you have a look on the website, it does tell you which ones, but we've got 5 mils, 3.25 and 4 mils. So the 5 mils are for the Aran, jumper.
Yeah.
And then the 3.25 and 4 will be for the double net. But we've also got the stitch holders, which you'll need.
You will need stitch holders, yes.
For all of them?
The hoodies you will, definitely. Yes, I tend to hold the neck stitches in the middle. Rather than cast them off, I'll hold them on because you're only going to pick them up anyway.
Okay.
So yes, a stitch holder for that would be good.
That's good. Those are quite nice. And then the last one, the cushion, which we've done before, but I just wanted to talk about the sheep cushion. So we have done this one before, but we did have a few kits left, and I know how much you love sheep. So that's one up behind you, isn't it?
That's the one.
The sheep cushion. Gorgeous, isn't it? So in the kit for that, you get the full instructions with the chart and everything. You get 2 balls of the meadow. I think this one's called, 2 balls of the meadow yarn, and this is Aran weight. 1 ball of white and 1 ball of black. So is there anything special about this one?
No, if you followed my instructions on knitting the sheep, it's exactly the
Right.
same. For the little one, it's reversed.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it?
For the little one, yes, it's almost identical to what's on the
Okay.
children's jumpers. When you come to the bigger one, I would have 2 lots of black yarn there, not carry it across the middle.
Right.
So have a
because
length.
of the space?
Yes.
Or because it shows?
Because it will show black
Okay.
behind the green, and the space, it will pucker it up slightly.
Right, okay. But that's knitted in one piece, isn't it, as well? I remember you saying last time, which I was
Yes,
really
yeah.
surprised at.
Yeah, you start knitting from the joint here, if you like, rib, and then knitting down to the bottom. And then there's a nice crease row there, which is a knit row on a purl side, so you get the crease. And then coming back upwards, we knit up here and then start the sheep. The crease line again, and then finish by meeting the rib at the bottom again.
I think that's really clever because that crease, the knit row at the top, makes it look like it's joined.
Yes, it does, but it gives it the nice crisp
nice edge.
And then you can have nice buttons on,
Yeah, that's
on the
lovely,
back.
isn't it? I know it was very popular last time when we did it. I think it's just because it just is sheep in a field. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yes,
That's been great.
it is very popular, this one.
Right, I'm just going to run through. We've only got 5 minutes. Where the time goes. I'm just going to run through the kits one more time. So the grey sheep hoodie, which has been the most popular item. I've only got single figures of this one left. So in the grey sheep hoodie, which looks like this, with the fluffy neck, and it has sheep on the front and sheep on the back. In the hoodie, you get the pattern. It fits 0 months to, so newborn to 8 years. You get 3 balls of Stylecraft silver, double knit, 1 ball of the fluffy King Cole Cuddles, and a 25-gram ball of black for the sheep's features. That's the grey hoodie. If you want the blue hoodie, you get, which is this one, little blue. Blue and pink are level. So
Oh, well, that's interesting.
that's interesting, isn't it? So you either want grey or you go for the blue and pink, and they're level. So you get, in that one, obviously, it's exactly the same. It fits 0 to 8 years. You get 3 balls of the blue yarn, 1 of the Cuddles, and 1 of the black. I bet I've got all these mixed up. We're going to get really confused later. If you want to make the pink hoodie, which is over here, that's the pink one. I love the colour of this one.
It is bright, isn't it?
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
but it's
it
not
is.
sort of horrible.
no.
Because some yarn, it can be too vivid, can't it? But this
yeah.
is just a deep rather than bright.
Deep pink, yeah.
Beautiful deep pink. A bit like a raspberry, really, although I think this one's called fuchsia. But it's a nice strong pink, isn't it?
It is.
So you get 3 balls of the fuchsia purple yarn, 3, and you get 1 of the King Cole Cuddles Chunky and 25 grams of the black, and obviously the pattern. The pattern comes with the chart and everything else you need. That's all the hoodies. If you want to make the grey Aran jumper, which remember, comes with a matching hat, which features a sheep on it, and it's got buttons there. This is knitted in an Aran yarn. You get 2 balls of the Aran, and we've got to find the pattern. There's the pattern. That will fit size 3 months to 24 months. I know, I love the picture. Denny did that one, didn't you?
Oh, with the sheep behind,
The
yes.
sheep in the background, brilliant picture. Inspired by and laying on sheep. Comes with a matching hat, and then you get obviously the Cuddles Chunky, and you get the black that's used for the sheep feature. That's the grey Aran jumper. The unicorn. The unicorn. In the unicorn, you get, and remember, if you go on the website, so if you take the code at the top and you go find that on the website and you click on the details, I've put in there all the information about the needle sizes you'll need. Have a quick look on there. If you haven't got them, they're all of the needles and the other things like the stitch markers and the yarn bobbins are all on the website. If you click on watch live, they're all listed on there. You don't have to go searching around the website. The unicorn comes with a matching hat. It has 2 little unicorns on the front and it has a little unicorn on its hat. That comes with 2 balls of white double knit, and then you get the gold, black, pink and this pale green. I think it's called Neil. Great name, Neil. That's for the unicorn. Racing car, the racing car jumper. Ooh. In this one, so I'm running out of time now, be quick. This, you get the full pattern for the racing car jumper, which looks like this. And in that you get 3 balls of the Empire Blue, 1 of orange, 1 of black and 1 of white. And that's everything you need for the racing car jumper. And then the final one is the pink cardigan and hat. This one will fit sizes 0 to 18 months. Beautiful little pink cardigan with a matching pink hat. And it has sheep on as well. And that's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? And you get the 2 balls of pink, 1 of black and the fluffy one. Thank you so much for joining me and Denny today on Yarn Lane. Thank you, Denny. It's been a pleasure to have you as always.
Thank you for having me.
On Wednesday, Yarn Lane will be back with Sam from Adventures in Crafting, where she's going to be revisiting some of her most popular kits with you. And I will be back with you on Sunday, actually. On Sunday. Thank you so much for joining me today. If there's any of the kits that you want, just click, if you go and look in the individual information on all of them, it will tell you all the other details that you need, whether you need extra needles or stitch holders or whatever. I've put them all in there, so they're very easy to see. Please do send us photos. We'd love it if you've knitted any of these, particularly like the racing car jumper, if you've personalised them yourself. We'd love to see them. But thank you for joining me today. It's always a pleasure to be with you on Yarn Lane. And I will see you back here on Yarn Lane next Monday, Sewing Street on Sunday.